Look who's here. Sporting his Canada Day tie.
Yeah.
Dave Skirman, First Ontario Credit Union. Finance Friday. Big day for you. Because it's, how many years you been with the Credit Union?
43.
43 years, and you're retiring today. Now, that's not saying we're Finance Friday sticking around. Okay, you're going to be staying with us for the next little bit. But congratulations, that's amazing.
Thank you. Time flies when you're having fun.
There you go, and answering questions, and that's what we're doing today. So first up is Brenda. She says, my mother is 91 and lives in her own home. According to her lawyer, it would be a good idea to include my name on the deed to avoid financial issues in the event of my mom's passing. Should we proceed with making me a co-owner, Dave?
That's a great question, Brendan. A lot of people have that question. There's a couple of real good reasons to do that. First off, good for her mother to get some legal advice on that. So a couple of good reasons. Number one, a house is generally one of the largest assets, maybe the largest assets in an estate. So by making the house a co-ownership, joint ownership, should one pass, then the other owns the property. So it avoids some costly probate fees in the estate. The second is, if the mother's plan is to gift the house to the daughter anyway, then it's an easy way to do that. Should either one of them pass, then the other owns the property. One thing to keep in mind, though, if there are multiple kids involved, it's still a good idea to do the co-ownership route, but then in your will, state very clearly and document what your wishes are for the house. So you can still avoid the probate fees and ensure that the house goes to whoever it's intended to.
Good stuff. Hopefully that answered their question. Next one is Catherine from Burford. Has a question about EI. She says, I'm retired and receive a pension, but I am working part-time. I will soon be laid off. Can I apply for EI and receive benefits even though I receive a pension?
Again, another great question. Now, unemployment insurance is generally for somebody who loses their job beyond their control, so not for somebody who retires or simply quits. However, in this case, there's an exception. So if you're a pensioner and you go back to work and you have accumulated enough insurable hours to qualify for the benefit, then should you lose your job, again, by no fault of your own, then you can draw benefits. And the good news is your pension does not come off. It's not taken off. So yes, you can.
Okay. Let's get to this one. Sherry from Grimsby says, my daughter now resides in England and recently had a daughter. They are planning to move back to Canada before she starts school. As a grandmother, can I open a TSFA or an RESP account in Canada for my granddaughter?
Well, Sherry, unfortunately, it's going to be no on both counts. Tax-free savings account, you've got to be 18. So that's a showstopper right there. You have to be 18 to qualify. For an RESP, there's no minimum age. So, and generally a lot of people do. As soon as the child's born, they open up an RESP. However, when you open an RESP, the child has to be a Canadian resident, and you also have to have a social insurance number. Now, what she could do is put money in her own tax-free savings account or save it on her own, and once the granddaughter moves back to Canada, open up the RESP then.
Okay. Those are three great questions, all different topics too. Always getting so many good questions. It says in my notes here, Dave, there is one more Finance Friday until the fall. Okay, so you get one more.
I think we're back in 2 weeks, and then I sail off into the sunset for the summer.
There you go. So email your questions to Dave at Finance Friday at First Ontario or through Twitter at Finance_Friday. And if your question is covered on air, you'll win a gift card from a local business in your community. Congratulations, Dave. Enjoy your day today. You're still with us for a little bit, but better here. We appreciate you answering all those questions.
No,
yeah, man.
Absolutely,
yeah, man.
buddy. Absolutely.
Have a beer on me, pal. Or two.
Thank you.